If I said the Browns should bench Joe Flacco, believe it or not?
Believe it. Believe it. I don't care if you put in Milk Plum. I don't care.
What a reference.
You know, you got Shedeur Sanders. You know, like, why is Shedeur not in there? Well, I don't know. Are you sitting in the back of the meeting rooms with scout team receivers? I think you are. Get your butt in the front, you probably would be starting. But this guy can't play. He can't play anymore. He couldn't play 8 years ago. He's your starting quarterback. Give me an absolute break. We saw the difference that Jackson Dart made with the Giants. This move has to happen. I don't care who it is. I don't care.
No
I don't care
plum over Brian Sipe. No plum over Brian
Sipe. It doesn't matter. The little lefty guy that's under 6 foot. I don't care. Dylan Gabriel. I don't care. Put somebody in there.
I've got to ask you, Teddy, because I mean the defense is so good and their offense is so unimaginably bad. I can't believe that somehow they found themselves in a position where this was what they went into the season as their plan. I guess the Deshaun Watson contract and everything else is just so crippling that they didn't have a better option. But the defense is going to lose it at some point here, right?
They are coming off a big win, though, a couple weeks ago. And then Flacco,
I get it, because they make the interception and they hold it to nothing.
You saw what Jackson Dart did to a football team, all right? When you inject a little bit of young energy, when we are also watching practice as defenders and teammates of Dylan Gabriel and the other quarterbacks. So, and you see Flacco, can they do more for us? We figure it out ourselves too. And when that answer is given to us, like, yes, we're going to make that decision, you can take off emotionally and have a lot of big juice. But like you said earlier, juice.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, I look at Stefanski as one of an outstanding coach. All right. But why the hell isn't he putting Shedeur Sanders? We're all waiting to see the Shedeur Sanders be the guy or Gabriel, whatever. Something's missing. Something's missing with this kid. This kid talks. He runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If I know, the whole league knows. Quit being an embarrassment that way. You got the talent to be the quarterback. You should be. You should be embarrassed that you're not the quarterback now.
See if they make a change there. In the meantime, the defending Super Bowl champions offense is really a puzzling statistic. Look at this number. Jalen Hurts yesterday, that's not a typo, that's not a mistake, and this was a game that was very much still in the balance. Jalen Hurts completed 0 passes in the second half of their win yesterday in Tampa. I underline the fact that they won the game anyway, and then afterwards, what can only be described as a cryptic post from their star receiver, A.J. Brown. Remember him you will recall him from the reading books on the sideline spectacular of last season. Yesterday he posts, "If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders and be on your way." And I'll point out that if you look at his handle, it's "I am always open," which is about as wide receiver a handle as you can possibly have. So, I mean, I ask, they're 4-0 for crying out loud. So you're a leader on that team. What are you thinking?
You are welcomed. You are listened to, but we are winning football games just in a way you don't like. And that's what you have to humble yourself and realize this. Sometimes you got these teammates, you just got to let them pout for a little bit too. If this is AJ's form of venting, reading a book on the sideline, his form of venting, that's okay too, because two people that we've talked about that it won't affect the quarterback, because that guy is mentally strong as they come, and the coach also. They know how to handle it.
So then let me go back to the question that we actually began it with. D-Wood, is this offense good enough? I mean, I feel stupid asking this because they've won 20 out of 21 games, but is the offense good enough for them to repeat this year?
Absolutely, it is good enough. Listen, everyone is frustrated about how inconsistent this offense is right now. Saquon Barkley isn't on track. You know, A.J. Brown is complaining about not getting enough balls, but at the end of the day, you're 4-0. Like, you're winning football games. You will figure it out. Like, here's what I would say to A.J. Brown. Find ways to impact the game. Not everything has to be about catching the ball as well. You can impact the game in the running game. Impact the game in the running game by blocking. The balls will come to you. We've seen it. We saw it in the second half of the Los Angeles Rams game.
Right.
Like, it will happen, but you're winning football games.
A.J. Brown has 14 catches this year, as Rex knows. We're rostering him on his fantasy team. Puka had 13 yesterday. They're getting very little production from A.J. Brown. They're getting very little production from Jalen Hurts throwing the football. They're getting very little production from Saquon Barkley. And they've won 20 of 21 games.
It's impossible.
They find a way to win. We said it last week. It's true now. The Eagles are inevitable. They've become what the Patriots were.
Yep.
They become what the Chiefs were. It's great while you're there. They find a way to get it done, and they're doing now. And by the way, the last time A.J. Brown went off reading his book,
They won
he and the
Super
team
Bowl.
exploded in the second half of the year.
right,
So maybe he knows what he's doing as much as some people don't like it.
Things that don't show up on an offensive stat sheet are the Jihad Campbell interception in the end zone. I mean, a punt return, a blocked kick, those type of things that help you continue to win.
Look, I mean, and the reality of it is that's a team that has generally had their number, right? The Buccaneers have given them a
Correct.
lot of hard time, and they go down there and they find a way to win the game. So, again, a lot of drama, but 4-0 is 4-0. Next up, wake-up call. Bears and Raiders yesterday. Daniel Carlson lining it up for the win for Las Vegas.
Good snap. Spot is down. Kick is on its way. It's partially blocked. The Bears got a piece of it as it barely makes it to the end zone on a couple of hops. And Chicago has come up with a massive play on special teams.
Is it me, or have there been more game-changing plays on special teams
man.
through 4 weeks of this season? The blocks that we saw last weekend with the Eagles, the block that we get here, so many returns. They've done a great job of bringing the return back into the game. This was a very entertaining 25-24 win for the Bears. How do we feel about Caleb Williams? Everything with Chicago at this point is about Caleb Williams. How do we feel about his development through yesterday, D. Wood?
He's getting better and better. I've always said I don't even measure the Chicago Bears by wins and losses this year. It's about the quarterback. If the quarterback is continuously elevating his game throughout the season, that is, in my opinion, that is a win for the Chicago Bears, and he's doing that.
And also Ben Johnson as a head coach. When you have games like this, Rex, you know this, and you are preaching to your team the fight and stay in the course, and you have a game like this when it looks like you're about to lose and you make the play to win, your head coach is in that locker room. Did you see the scene in that locker room after the game when he is talking to him? It is validation. My coach, he was right. He knows what he's talking about, and it takes you through probably the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Absolutely, and it's not easy. He's a real attention to detail guy. That's why he's going to be really good as a coach. But it's not easy. And all of a sudden now it's like, oh, coach was right. We put the work in, we're going to get better. I think this guy, Caleb Williams is going to be a superstar. I've said it. And because of this, that connection with this, that marriage with this
Ben
coach,
Johnson
man, watch him get better and better and better. And by the end of the year, nobody's going to want to play him.
Shefty, Bears.
Oh, the one thing is he's the one quarterback from that draft class last year right now that seems to be shining above all others. He's assumed his rightful spot as the number 1 overall pick. Back-to-back wins. They're trending the right way. He's trending the right way. You want to see signs of hope. That's what we've gotten out of Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson the last couple of weeks.
And on the other side for the Raiders yesterday, this is your little thing. What is the name of their quarterback yesterday?
No! 3 interceptions.
Come on, Gino!
Oh,
Gino!
This is what we get. Like,
Gino!
with anybody, but sometimes
Dang
it's
it.
like, no! Like, and unfortunately, it's 2 weeks in a row we've seen it.
Tough to watch.
It really is.
That's a Bears defense that has not been spectacular. Remember, they
actually shredded.
had the 2 players of the week the first couple of weeks of the season and everything, and the Raiders, Geno Smith threw that game away. I mean, I don't mean that literally, but figuratively. The interceptions he threw were devastating.
No, they really were. And unfortunately, like, Geno's got way more ability than this. He's just had 2 horrendous games back to back. And get that Geno out and get back to
The hour, the game is called Believe It or Not. The Steelers go to Ireland and find a way to beat the Vikings. Teddy, if I said the Steelers are going to win the AFC North, believe it or not?
Just when I just try to convince Stephen A. too, you better believe this, because I mean, this play right here, a thing of beauty when Aaron Rodgers hits his back foot and gets a runner's ball out to DK Metcalf. More of this is needed, yes, but as a team, you see the progression in September. Finally, the defense started to make plays and get after the quarterback in Carson Wentz. This is a team that I think can absolutely win the North.
The D-Wood, I mean, the Bengals have lost their quarterback. The Browns don't have any offense to speak of at all. The Ravens suddenly look super shaky, as we discussed earlier this morning a couple of different times. Is the door open for Tomlin and Rodgers to win this division?
Absolutely. I mean, listen, they're a well-coached team. Okay, the quarterback doesn't turn the ball over. And most importantly, their defense is like creating turnovers. They're making plays, so that's the formula.
Yeah, no, I totally agree because, look, the Ravens were my Super Bowl pick.
Right.
But man, that's not even close to the same type of team.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin, you really want to bet against Mike Tomlin, coach team? And by the way, he has a future Hall of Fame quarterback.
No.
The defense finally showed that, hey, that we still are the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if that trend continues, then yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not saying they're going to run away with it or anything like that, but this is going to be a December 1 division, and right now I think the Steelers are set up for it.
And the Ravens now have a 3-game home stretch here to try to win some football games, get back on track. I know it's gone off the rails early. I never discount Baltimore. I'm still not ready to discount Baltimore.
No, right.
If you look at the schedule, it's still set up for them to make a push to win that division.
Yeah, their next 3 games are all at home. There's a bye in
Got to
the
know that
middle of
hammy,
all
though,
of that.
Seth, you're right? That hammy for Lamar, that's big.
That's going to be the critical part because Cooper Rush, I mean, that's their backup, and we'll see. Okay, next, we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. Rex, the game is, believe it or not.